Lance, this one an important one. Browns 9-5, Texans 8-6. If they end up tied, the winner of this would have the first tiebreaker. So it almost counts as 2 games in some ways for the Browns.
Yeah, when you break down the film, both teams are really done a really nice job with all the injuries they've had. I looked at the IR for the Texans. They've lost a lot of guys up front. Obviously, C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins has been out. They lost Tank Dell. They've lost a bunch of linemen. They've lost some guys on defense, Cashman. So they got some guys that have been hurt, and some guys that hopefully will get back, but not be as productive against the Browns. But this will be an interesting game because there are a lot of backups playing.
All right, let's take a look at this first clip. Their running back, Devin Singletary, has been pretty effective. Just your thoughts on Singletary and his importance.
Well, here's the key. So first down, this is a first down run. They like to run the ball on first down, especially with Case Keenum being in. So the Browns have to stop the run on first down to create those second 5, second 6, second 7 plus. They cannot let Keenum have the choice to pass or run on second short. So this is what they want to do. They want to get to second short. Now, if you can get it to second and third and long, then you put Keenum at a disadvantage. He's a good system quarterback. He's an excellent NFL backup, but he's a guy that can't carry the load. He's a guy you can win with, but he's not a guy you can win because of.
All right, so this next clip is a 3rd down and 10, so 3rd and long situation that the Browns want to put Case Keenum in. What do you see here, and why is this important?
Well, as being a backup, I've always thought, at every level, the backup doesn't get as much work. So C.J. Stroud has been carrying the load. They throw the ball a bunch, so he's created great timing with these receivers and backs. It's a simple check down, Texas route out of the backfield, and he just misses the back. And it could be his fault, could be the back's fault, but really it's just lack of reps. So if you can get him to second, third, and long, he will turn the ball over. He's a veteran. He'll try to squeeze the ball in there. He processes information very well. What the Browns do pressure-wise, I think is going to cause Case Keenum a lot of issues. The Browns are going to pack that box. The Browns aren't changing what they're doing defensively. They're going to load the box on first down. They're going to force Case Keenum to beat him with the pass. And I don't know if he can do it by himself, especially with the injuries they've had at receiver, losing Tank Dell. Collins is coming back, I heard, but he's been banged up. Dalton Schultz is the guy they got to watch for, but this is an advantage the Browns have if Case Keenum has to throw the ball all the time.
All right, so you mentioned Dalton Schultz. That is their tight end. He missed a couple of games earlier in the year as well. Take us through this next clip, why it's important.
Well, you see him up top here. He's by himself as a receiver, so he can run all the type of routes, very similar to Njoku, where he can put his hand on the ground. He can also play outside. He can play inline, block zone, block counter. But he's also a matchup nightmare. With the Browns getting healthy in the secondary and the Texans having some injuries, I think Dalton Schultz versus these backup safeties for the Browns is their best option. Not that the safeties can't compete, but Ward and Emerson are playing at a very high level. I think, Noah Brown's playing pretty well, but the guy there that I think is their best matchup is Dalton Schultz against the linebackers and against these safeties for the Browns.
Is Schultz a guy that you could see the Browns maybe putting Martin Emerson on because he can be a little bit more physical? Is that something that
yeah,
go ahead.
For sure, his length. I think we talked about it. You and I have talked about it a bunch. That's a matchup. So the Browns have made their defense to stop the Cincinnati Bengals, right? So Emerson has always been that T. Higgins guy when the Browns. So the reason the Browns had success when Joe Woods was here, as well as when with Schwartz, is the ability to match up with teams. And Emerson gives you that matchup that a lot of teams don't have. They have a guy who can cover a one receiver, but he can also cover big guys, big slot guys. Nico Collins is 6'4", 215. Noah Brown is 6'2", 215. So they got some big guys, especially, and Schultz kind of fits into that mold that they're going to need some bigger bodies on, and I think Emerson fits that role for sure.